They called it family unity. I called it theft. The day my father said, "It's not about credit, it's about family legacy," I felt something inside me go cold. My sister, Emma, sat across the table, her smile soft, polished, rehearsed. The presentation I'd spent 2 years perfecting lay open before her. My designs, my formulas, my signature stripped clean. "Let's brand it as Parker and Parker," she said, her voice light, innocent. "It just sounds stronger." And my father nodded. That was the moment I realized blood doesn't make you family, loyalty does. Growing up, Emma was the golden one, the one who got the first car, the loudest praise, the gentlest forgiveness. I was the quiet one, the planner, the fixer, the one who cleaned up the glitter trail she left behind. I never resented it. I thought balance was love. When I started my business, she wasn't there in the sleepless nights or the endless revisions. But when investors began circling, she appeared, smiling, offering help. My father called it teamwork. I called it intrusion. Still, I let her in. I wanted to believe we could build something together. The betrayal came dressed as celebration. A launch dinner, white tablecloths, champagne, 100 flashing cameras. The press release said, "Emma Parker, founder and visionary of Parker & Parker Innovations." My name was missing, completely. I remember standing there frozen, the sound of applause hollow in my ears. Emma raised a glass to me, as if I were a lucky assistant. I smiled back. My father clapped my shoulder and said, "Be proud. You're part of something bigger now." No, I was the something bigger. They were the parasites. That night, I didn't cry. I just sat in the dark office, the company logo still spinning on the screen, and made a list. Not of what they took, but of how I'd take it back. The planning began quietly. First, I copied every email, every draft, every document I had created, and every file Emma had sent to investors using my work. Then I visited an attorney I'd met years ago, back when I thought contracts were for later. He read the documents in silence, then looked up. "Do you want them sued or destroyed?" I smiled. "Both." He leaned back. "Then we'll need cameras." For 3 months, I played the role of the wounded sibling, attending meetings, pretending to forgive, even suggesting new collaborations. Emma loved it. She loved playing mentor. Meanwhile, I was installing small cameras in her office, hidden in the vent, the lamp, even a pen I left on her desk. Every recording was time-stamped, backed up, and stored under her name. Emails were traced, voice memos recorded. Every lie, every stolen word cataloged. By the time they filed for my removal as co-founder, I had everything I needed. The day of the board meeting, I wore white. Calm, clean, deliberate. Emma opened with her usual charm. "We've all seen how difficult Maya's been lately," she began, glancing at me with mock sympathy. "I think it's best for the company if I take full creative direction." My father nodded, not even looking my way. When she finished, I placed a single file on the table. "Before we vote," I said, "you should all see this." I pressed play. Her voice filled the room. "She'll never notice if we copy the blueprint. She's too trusting. Don't worry, I'll say it was my concept from the start. Maya doesn't understand how business works." The video cut to her signing my name on a document, poorly forged. Silence. My father's jaw locked. The board members looked like they'd swallowed glass. I slid another folder forward. "Legal filings," I said. "Ownership documents. Patent rights. All under my name. Filed months ago." Emma's face drained of color. "You recorded me?" she whispered. "No," I said softly. "You recorded yourself. I just gave you the pen." Within a week, Parker & Parker collapsed. Investors withdrew. The board resigned. My father called, shouting about betrayal, legacy, loyalty. I listened quietly, then said, "You taught me to protect what's mine." Then I hung up. 3 months later, I relaunched under my own name, Maya Parker Innovations. The tagline was simple: authenticity is everything. The media loved the story of the wronged genius. Emma tried to sue, but the evidence I'd gathered shut her down before she reached the courthouse steps. Last I heard, she moved abroad. Dad hasn't spoken to me since, but I'm fine with that. Because every night when I walk past my office wall, lined with framed patents, real ones, signed by me, I remember the dinner where they erased me, the cameras, the file, the look on Emma's face when the truth played back in 4K clarity. Revenge doesn't need violence, it just needs precision. And I've always been precise.